But now we have the part that, I don't know, you had a look earlier when I said, oh, and there's going to be a question. Maybe I'm going to dread this. Carel, what is your question for me?
Yeah, so I tried to think of a very clever question today to ask. I didn't come up with a super clever question, but it is something that's very relevant for me. So, I mean, you know me, and those of you that have been on some of the courses that I teach or know me personally know that how passionate I am about this work. I really believe this work needs to be part of what's done in healthcare in the future. And I think my biggest concern is that I see the results every day. I see how it transforms the therapists that's on the courses that I teach, their own lives and also what they do in their clinics. But I worry that we're not putting ourselves out there enough in the world. So my question is, what are we going to do in the future to make sure that everywhere in the healthcare, when we mention BeActivated, people know what we're talking about? What are we gonna sort of do to make sure that it's not just a small little community that does this work? Because we really want to make a difference. We want to change things in the world, and for that, I think we need to put ourselves out there. Do we need to?
Are you answering the question for me?
In the media, or I don't know. You know, that's important. I think we need a plan to actually put BeActivated more on the map in mainstream healthcare and in all the other alternatives in healthcare. I mean, we work with a lot of people, and how are we going to do that?
Well, you know, I think what you said earlier was very important, that this world lockdown is stressful and it creates pressure and it creates change, but it also opens up opportunity. And, you know, when we were locked down in South Africa, the first 8 weeks, I sat in front of my computer between 12 and 16 hours a day, editing footage, putting stuff together, stuff that I'd been meaning to do for years and never had the time, and didn't realize how much time it was going to take. And I've done too many courses. They're coming out of my ears on how to do all this other uncomfortable stuff. But even the process that we're doing right now is about having conversations about how do we get things out there? How do we as a community make this more established? You know, one of the challenges has always been me, and I own that, because I will step up, I'd teach, bring all this, the magic, and then I'd vanish, and I'd vanish into Cape Town and go surfing and, you know, just vanish. And now I'm still in Cape Town, and now I'm in Cape Town and I'm reaching out from Cape Town, which has not happened before. And so I'm aligning all of those things for me so that I can take the message more strongly out there. And, you know, we do have a beautiful network around the world. And I think that the way I've done things hasn't allowed the networks to fully integrate and communicate, which is kind of like the body. If it's not all integrating and communicating, you're not going to be functioning at the highest level. But for sure, this year has been about connecting with people and connecting those dots, making sure people can find us, making sure that people can actually gain and can actually check us out and go, hey, I've heard about this, what is it? And decide for themselves if they're interested in learning more or not. But and that really is about broadcasting out and letting people know that we are here. And exactly what we're doing right now is part of that process. And, you know, what I think I realized that I allowed a lot of limiting thinking, smallness, fear, stopped me taking those steps, almost the what if this, but I don't understand that. And it's actually reached the point where, you know, this is important work, and it makes a big difference. And the changes we see, you and me, in the clients, as in the therapists that we teach, the changes in them immediately is just so profound to start with. that if that's all we got, it's already a bonus. It's already a powerful thing. But what we know is if we teach them well, they then take that to their clients. And now you've got clients who are feeling good and feeling well, who are then going to bring their friends and family in. And slowly what we're doing is we're starting to take people back to themselves. I actually, when Nuno asked his question yesterday, there was an interesting part because he was talking about how when a client comes in, how quickly they shift into, oh, can I bring my wife or my daughter or my son? And we were talking about people coming in this like this closed, collapsed place. And when you're here, you're in this poor me, my pain, my this, my that. And you know, the world seems to be sitting here right now. And as we unlock the system, shift the mindset, open the body, and as they find that part in their system where it starts to expand, it's almost the minute you're going from this collapse to this expanding, suddenly you can bring value to the world. Suddenly you can bring value to the people around you. You know, and that's where I'm working to be better at doing that. And it is my commitment to you and to the whole community is that, you know, I'm not going to disappear. You know, eventually it's going to be, oh crap, it's Doug again. And that's a good place to be. You know, it's because there is so much good that we can do in the world, but it starts with us. It starts with, you know, you taking care of you taking care of your family. I loved what you said at the start, you know, that we're a unit together. We activate each other. We activate together to take care of each other. You know, that is actually, I repeat that and I'm getting goosebumps because that's it. You know, what else can you be doing? And it can be called activate, or it couldn't be called something else. It doesn't matter, but it's you taking steps where you are consciously putting things in place to make sure that you and your friends and your family are okay. And then we can go out into the world and do stuff. But if you start from a place, I'm not okay, but I must go and help someone, well, it's not a good place to be. So yeah. So it's whereas for many years now, you know, that I've been saying yes, it's coming. Now it's on its way. I've actually hired a kind of media guru. Tim will like that. And his company to actually guide me and help me, because I've looked and learned all the social media stuff, but I still don't overly like it. And I know that I'm not disciplined enough to consistently be doing things. So they will help me with the frameworks, which is what we teach, but it's their frameworks, and so that I can put my stuff in, your stuff in, other people's stuff in, and the system takes care of itself so that we get the message out louder, clearer, better. And then maybe it's like when this chaos settles, maybe like it's almost like this, and then everyone goes, oh crap, how did that BeActivated stuff get everywhere? You know, a little bit of sneaky.
We've seen you online more. It's been good. You know, this is something. This is the Doug that always said, you know, social media is not for him at all. So yeah, you're doing your bit. I can see you there. You're putting yourself out there more. So thank you for that. And I mean, just for you to remember that there's a lot of people to assist you with this. And you know, I think we probably have loads of skills besides therapy skills, you know, in our community. People that have the right contacts in the media, and people that have the right contacts in science. And you know, I think we need to pull those experts in and help. But yeah, we need structure. So we need to start somewhere. You're obviously busy with that, so that's good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome. Well, thank you, sir.